Hello everybody and welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. In the last part we got through the rest of the 11 o'clock block, but we are missing some of the bad endings. And upon looking at things further, there are some things that we did not do. So first off, there's this choice that I completely forgot we even made. So we could just go ahead and call Makino just immediately. Dial up Makino. Has there been any progress? Makino asked as soon as he picked up. His voice was somber. No, nothing much yet. I see. Then what can I do for you? Sir, I'll just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? Makino didn't respond right away. What makes you think that? He asked at last. Osawa described the emails he'd received. When he finished, Makino let out his breath in surprise. Not over the phone, he said. We'll discuss this in person. I'll have it at your place when I'm done here. As soon as possible, sir. As soon as I can manage, Makino said. You're not the only person who's busy. At that, Makino hung up. There was no doubt about it then. There had been human testing. Osawa went to let Tanaka know he'd been meeting with Makino. Mr. Osawa, are you going somewhere? Osawa to emerge. Soft-spoken. Flighty detachment. Been any developments, detective? Sorry, sir. I'm not really sure what to tell you. Slipped a hand into his pocket. Nope. Oh, it is kind of different, though. It gave me a different thing. A highly nutritious fruit belonging to that family and that genus. Because they contain a variety of different carbohydrates, bananas can provide long-lasting energy and are an optimal energy source when exercising. The famous slipperiness of banana peels is due to the oils in the inner part of their skin, but even if all of the oils were removed, slapstick comedians would still probably slip on it anyway. When you're tired. I'm fine, thanks, Sawa said. I need you to come with me, if you don't mind. Okay. So it looks like everything's the same. What about if I just sit in silence? Sawa said nothing. By now he was accustomed to Ai's coldness toward the two girls. The twins were Osawa's daughters. Please going to reimburse us or not. Okay. Can't find anything in that point. Okay, but that's fine because I think I have an idea of what to do. So, this one, head to the cafe. Now, I've seen this before, but that's what I thought. It stops him, the phone call from Toyama. Home, working, sup. Be quiet. Fucking answer the phone. It's Toyama. fly. Taxi lurched to a sudden stop as the driver slammed on the brakes. Oof! Minorikawa pitched forward, his face smacked against the back of the seat in front of him. Kimizuka stuck his head out the window. "Careful, buddy," he shouted at someone in the street ahead. "You're gonna get yourself killed." Minorikawa blinked with stars in his eyes and saw a man moving alongside the cab. The guy grabbed onto the handle of the back door. "Please, I need you to let me in. Let me have this cab." "No way," Minorikawa snapped. I think he was. "Please, I'm begging you here. Look, I'm in a hurry, pal. Get your own cab. I know how ridiculous this must sound. Please, this is really, really urgent." "Urgent?" "Yes, it's a matter of life or death. Please." The guy did look pretty desperate. "Look, I'm sorry, but I'm dealing with something urgent here, too." "And let me ride with you. I'll pay for the whole fare. My entire future's on the line here." This guy sure was persistent. Maybe he was telling the truth. But Minorikawa had problems of his own. "Sorry, buddy. It's life or death on my end, too. I gotta look after me and mine." "Right. So sorry to trouble you." Finally, the guy gave up and shuffled away. Guess it couldn't have been that much of a life-ending crisis after all. Minorikawa checked his wristwatch. "Damn it! That just cost us 5 minutes!" "I'll try to make it up, sir," the driver called back. The taxi lurched into motion, the engine quickly revving up to speed. Once inside the building, he avoided the elevator in favor of rushing up the stairs. Heaven Publishing rented out the 3rd and 4th floors. In all likelihood, Toyama would be at the editing department of 4-Star General Gossip on the 4th floor. When he got there, however, the door was locked. "Mr. Toyama! Hey, Mr. Toyama!" He shouted and banged, but there was no reply. Something was seriously wrong. Minorikawa took a deep breath and then kicked back the door. Whoa! The sight as he stepped in filled him with horror. Minorikawa clutched the side of his head. I'm too late. Oh no. If only I'd gotten here a little sooner. Just 5 minutes. Best he could, but he didn't get there in time to save Toyama, and sad to say, it was really all Kano's fault. Why does Kano want a taxi so badly? I love that though. Fucking Toyama fucking hangs himself because Kano really wants to marry his girlfriend. Is really horny. No. Alright. And we're good again. Okay. That's still... Fuck off, I know. Just 5 minutes. 12, 13, 14. That still leaves us with 15. Problem is that I don't know where I could go. Curious right now. Now this kills Achi. But... Okay, that's also arriving at Heaven Publishing. fuck, I have to do that keep out shit again. Huh. Okay. Maybe it wasn't what I thought. Right, that should unlock everything. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Hmm. Okay, hang on a sec while I figure something out. Okay. Okay. I have an idea. I have... So we're gonna go back here. Work with me here. Alright. So we're gonna do that. Which will cause a fail state for Minorikawa. Which Osawa keeps going. Everyone keeps going despite... Okay, not everyone. Achi is kind of fucked. But Osawa keeps going now. And, Minorikawa was what was keeping him from continuing down this way. So, now that I have prevented Osawa's storyline from getting cut off, let me try my hunch again. Alright. Now, Achi will die, but the gunman is in a predicament. Look at that. Look at that. Hang on a fucking moment. The only reason why I had this hunch was because this guy got a cell phone call. He took a nice, deep breath and a dialed up Makino. Has there been any progress? Makino asked as soon as he picked up. His voice was somber. No, nothing much yet. Tiny sigh came to the other end of the line. What can I do for you? Sir, I'll just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? What makes you think that? I was busy. Kino hung up. Pardon me, Mr. Osawa, but can you come with me for a moment? All wore grave expressions. The room was brimming with tension, and Osawa felt it ramp up even further as he entered. What is it? Has something happened? Time to speak. Hesitating at first. Yes, it turns out that your other daughter, Hitomi, has been abducted by an unknown party. Abducted? That was my world. What are you talking about? Maria's the one who's been abducted? No, sir, you don't understand. I'm saying that Hitomi has also been abducted in addition to Maria. Don't be ridiculous. The night before, his daughter Maria gets kidnapped, and this morning his other daughter, Hitomi, gets carried off when she goes to deliver the ransom. He'd never heard anything more outrageous in his life. We're sorry, sir. The detective was with her, but the police went on to explain that Hitomi would somehow manage to end up all by herself, and while she was alone, several individuals had forced her into a car and driven off. Osawa could barely comprehend what they were saying. His mind was in a fog. The detective's words seemed to grow quieter and quieter. Osawa's strength drained from his body. His ability to process external stimuli began to drift far, far away. It's not possible. It can't be. No one will keep them safe. Not me. Not anyone. My girls, they told me. Maria, it's not true. This is all just a bad dream. Some kind of sick joke. It's not true. It's not. It's all just a bad dream. It's a lie. It's a twisted lie. Someone made this all up. Stop it. Saying this. I don't want it to hear it. You don't fuck. Slowly, the ceiling began to spin. It's a lie, it's a twisted joke. Someone made this all up. Stop it. Stop saying this. I don't want to hear it. Tell me it's all a lie. Tell me it isn't true. Tell me now, please. Tell me this is a nightmare. Tell me, please. Tell me this isn't true. It's not true. It's not. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And Osawa's vision went awash with white. The worst case scenario. Osawa had a complete mental breakdown when he learned that not just one, but both of his daughters were kidnapped. But surely there has to be someone who can keep Hitomi safe. She's been on the run with Achi, but just where are they up to? What are they up to? The key to changing her fate and her father's lies with Achi's decision at 11:05. Okay. That was not what I was expecting. For some reason, I had it in my mind that maybe this killer was actually the director. Makino. I had it in my mind that this guy was the gunman was actually Makino. I had that in my mind because of the cell phone call. I was thinking the cell phone call might have... Why do I feel like a cell phone call occurred where he was chatting with someone? I feel like that happened. I might just be going fucking insane. But anyway. Because I feel like everyone has to be connected into this in some way. And it's like, why is there not only people trying to kidnap Hitomi, but there's also someone trying to kill Hitomi? So it's like, there are two parties from the looks. Alright, so now it's on to the block. To the next hour block. Because that should be all the endings. Running through Sentogai, maintaining pursuit, surveillance cameras 2 years ago with Maria, sales demo preparations. Let's do Tama. Yeah, let's do Tama. Sales demo preparations. In 1 hour, the Burning Hammer sales demo will begin. Crunch. Munch, munch. Cheery is laying out the assortment of snacks that we'll left on hand. Hey, Tama, you hungry? Why, yes. Yes, I am. I mean, that would be pretty obvious at this point. All I've had since putting on this stupid mascot costume is some burning hammer and a bunch of iced tea. Hey now, Cheery shoots back. What's with the attitude? Cheery, you do remember that you ate my lunch, right? The sticker said it was best before noon. You just made that up. Yeah. Cheery chortles merrily and chugs some more iced tea. Okay, folks, Mr. Yanagashita calls out as he slips into the room. Lunch break's over. Back to work. I don't feel like I've had much of a break. If anything, I'm even more mentally exhausted than I was before. There's a box full of tamagotchi toys in the storeroom on the 3rd floor. Mind bringing those down? Tamagotchi? I asked. What's that? The name makes it sound like some sort of product knockoff. Mr. Yanagashita's face widens in surprise. You've never heard of them? You know, Tamagotchi. It's a digital pet name where you raise an eel that lives in Tokyo Bay. A portable electronic game in which you raise a conger eel, anago, feeding it daily and clearing away feces depending on how you raise the eel. If you wind up developing into various forms from normal eel to ultimate eel sushi. You can also use the infrared communication feature to bring over friends for your eel from another nearby Tamagotchi device. This is also a sister product. There is also a sister product, Trout Watch. By connecting the two, you can view a special event where the eel and trout character go to a pub together. Never heard of it, I say. Huh, well, I guess maybe a lot of people in Japan haven't heard of it, I guess. But it's all the rage right now with youngsters over in New York City. New York City? Oh, damn it. The youngsters over in NYC. NYC? Oh, he must be New York City. Popular New York? Really? Anyway, I did some quick checking and that's what I learned. So last month I bought a whole bunch of them. And once again, you were swindled. Yep. Ouch. Cheery dropped the hard truth. Mr. Yanagashita let out a pathetic whimper. No! This man crying! Just like that, his confidence evaporates. He starts muttering to himself. I thought it sounded a little fishy, really. I mean, think about it. Why would kids in New York be interested in raising eels from Tokyo Bay? He muses. And what appeal would an eel character even have anyway? No, that's what! I should have known that! I did know that! Then why'd he buy them? This farce is getting tiresome. Anyway, Yanagashita continues, it was gonna cost way too much to keep them in storage, so I was just gonna let the recycling guy take them. He hangs his head in shame. In a matter of moments, he's borderline catatonic. The type of eel that gives Tamagotchi its name, anago, can be loosely translated as the creature that lives in a hole. Mr. Yanagashita is probably wishing he could crawl into a hole right about now. Cheery, on the other hand, flashes a big, bright grin. Still, you know, eel's pretty delicious. Oh, Cheery, Yanagashita blurts. Thank you! He claps her hand in gratitude. I wasn't actually exactly complimenting you there, boss. It's the same thing. It's a little bit of me in each of my products. Tamagotchi and I are one and the same. A brief Tamagotchi gameplay clip. The trick is to feed your eel proper food and give it proper exercise. Another important strategy is to make sure to obtain the sharp chef's knife when you visit Kapabashi Chicken Kitchen Town partway through the game. I killed him. Which is to say, eels and I are one and the same. Go on, then. Say something nice about eel. Cheery chimes right in without missing a beat. Eels are awesome. When it comes to eel sushi, 100 pieces barely whets my appetite. You know, those two make quite a pair. That really means a lot to me, Cheery. Thank you. Thank you. I don't understand what any of this is about. But if it helps mend Mr. Yamaganashi's wounded spirits, I guess I can't complain. I leave them to their devices and head for the storeroom. Look at that cat! No, shit! I laughed, hit my desk. I don't even know how that happened, because the only way to bring that up is to hit the options menu. The storeroom door opens with a rough, grating sound. Okay, now, where's the light switch? I fumble around in the dark, feeling for the switch box. My costume paws mute the sensation in my hand enough that even finding that is difficult. I bat at the wall willy-nilly until eventually the lights come on. Apparently I found the switch, even if I didn't feel it. Whoa, what the heck is this? The storeroom is practically overflowing with shoddy goods. A painting that looks like a child's scribblings. An oddly shaped hat bearing the words "Grow 2 inches, guaranteed." A cheap-looking pendant and a tag that says it's set the Miracle Stone. These stones are nothing more than simple glass beads that were purchased at 5,000 yen apiece. The seller claimed that normally they sell for 10,000 a pop, but if you buy 100 of them, I'll give you half off, at which the buyer declared it really is a miracle before joyfully agreeing to the purchase. The fact someone like Yamagashita actually exists to buy these things up is also a kind of miracle. It's like this is the knockoff boneyard where cheap products go to die. They break away from their pathetic herd, knowing their name has come, knowing their time has come, and end up in this graveyard of the storeroom. Let's see, Enagachi. I quickly spy the cardboard box I'm looking for. The fucking more I talk, the more I fall apart. When I catch sight of a dark silhouette out of the corner of my eye. Eek! I yelp. Oh, it's a cockroach. It's one of them! Black, flat, quick, long antenna, often spotted in kitchens. Sometimes, somehow, their legs wind up in restaurant food. Ew! Its eyes, its feet, the dark shape, it couldn't be anything else. It peers back at me from the shadow of the Anagachi box. The faint light catches the luster of its carapace. It looks ready to leap out at me at any moment. I need to act fast. Challenge it to single combat! It flitters aloft. It's gunning for me, alright. Bracing myself, I step forward to confront it, which paradoxically helped calm my nerves. I get the sneaking suspicion that this isn't the first time I've done battle with one of these things. It's like I've trained myself to protect someone who's even more scared of them than I am. As I mull that over, the thing hovering in the air presses its attack against me. Now's my chance! I snatch up a nearby piece of cardboard and swat at the creature. Hard. It sails out the window in a graceful arc, then flitters away into the world beyond. Phew! At least we parted on mutually acceptable terms. I didn't have to squash it or blast it with pesticide. Hefting the box labeled Anagachi, I scurry away from the graveyard of schlock merchandise. You're still going? Phew, I made it. I got back to the break room. Mr. Yamagashita is still clutching Cheery's hands. I feel super tasty. You salt broil it too. Thank you. The tempura salad is probably the best. Thank you. Well, Mr. Yamagashita's spirit has certainly turned around. Okay, got it. I hold out the big cardboard box. Excellent. Thank you. You girls are the greatest, Yamagashita shouts. His voice resounds with gratitude. Hey, that's it! I just got an amazing idea! Why don't the three of us start our own company? I'll pass. Cheery and I responded in unison. Man, you two shut that one up quick. Ah, well. But today let's just focus on selling burning hammer. By the way, I asked, where is the burning hammer? There wasn't any in the storeroom, and I don't see any here either. Oh, that's right. It's out back in the loading dock. We should probably go bring it in. Oh, and bring the Anagotchis with you, too. The recycling guy's gonna be showing up soon. Come on, let's go! Jerry and I follow Mr. Yanagashita out to the loading dock. But the loading dock, it turns out, is empty. Uh-oh. There's no sign of the burning hammer anywhere. It's gone, Mr. Yanagashita murmurs. Then his voice rises to a shout. It's gone! It's all gone! The burning hammer, it's all gone! Flying into a panic, he searches frantically from one end of the dock to the other, leaping into the air, even peering down into the cracks. But no matter where he looks, there's nothing for him to find. It was right here a little while ago. Like right here. Right here! I hear the sound of an engine revving outside. There it is! Mr. Yanagashita cries out in alarm. You can see a truck starting to pull away. Its bed is piled high with cardboard boxes and other assorted trash. Hey, boss, is that... Yes, there it is! Mr. Yanagashita begins racing after the truck. My burning hammer! His voice cracks as he cries out. Give that back! Give it back! But he's no match for a speeding truck, and the box of the burning hammer vanished before his eyes. Burning hammer! Come back! Come back! Yanagashita's wailing echoes from the surrounding buildings. It's like something out of a movie. What the hell? What's up with that truck? Tama! Who the heck was that? Hey, don't look at me, I reply. Huh? With all those piles of stuff, it looks like it was just the recycling guy. As soon as he says it, revelation dawns on his face. The recycling guy, he murmurs? You can see the color draining from his face. The word recycling guy gave me an idea. It was him. Maybe he thought he was picking up the Anagotchis by mistake. We have to find it! We have to find that truck! The man is absolutely beside himself. Jerry, Tama, you two split up and try to track it down. Wait, why do we have to look for it? Again, Cheery and I speak in chorus. There's no sense, Emma. There's no money to pay you. And then all the work you've done on me for nothing. Right. When he puts it that way, I guess there isn't much of a choice. Somehow or another, we'll have to find that truck. We can't have gotten far, he continues. Now go hunt for it like your life depends on it. Cheery and I look at each other and sigh. How do you want to do this? She asks. Want to search together, or should we split up? Let's split up. We should split up. Cheery and I go our separate ways, searching for a truck full of junk. I make my way to Sentagai. I'm so focused on searching all over as I walk that I lose track of where I'm going, and I wind up bumping into a man who's hurrying along with his daughter. Teruo and Hana Toyama. They came to Center Gai to eat lunch. Before that, they were at Heaven Publishing in Shibuya Wonchon. While wandering around distractedly looking for somewhere cheap and tasty, Mr. Toyama bumped right into Tama. Oh, pardon me. I hop back to my feet and go to bow to the man in apology. Ow! He bows at the same time, and we manage to bonk our heads together. Sorry. As his dad drops to his knees, clutching his head, the girl begins to wander off. Hey, Hana, wait! The man lurches to his feet and rushes after the girl. She seems like an odd kid, only 10 or so, but strangely cold and distant for her age. Nursing my own sore head, I make it all the way to Shibuya Station, but there's no sign of the truck. I'll probably never find it just by wandering around randomly. It's already 12:35. The sales demo starts in 25 minutes. I have serious doubts I'll be able to find the truck by then. What should I do? peep out. Ah! Damn it. Okay. Alright, so there's two paths. So let's see what happens if I just try to run. Stashes a cardboard box and make a run for it. Oh, that was easy. Hang on. I made it. Yeah, okay. Alright, so now what happens if we search together? Let's go together. So Cheery and I head out in search of the truck. So we make our way down such a guy, so they bump right into the man. Pardon me. Same thing happens. As we make our way back down the road, Cheery's eyes light up upon a cafe. Man, I am super hungry, she mutters. Not now, we have to find that truck. Yeah, I know. I shied purposefully along, and though Cheery flashes the eatery a long leering look, she falls into step behind me. Cheery and I wander around town for another 10 minutes or so. We don't see any sign of the truck, though. Ah, I sigh. It really is good and gone, huh? I turn to look at Cheery. Huh? Wait, what? Cheery's gone. She must have slipped away from me at some point. Take a quick look around, but there's no sign of her. When did she split off? Split? When did she split off? She was just there 2 or 3 minutes ago. It's 12:35. The sales demo's starting in 25 minutes. What do? I don't have time to look for Cheery. Guess I'll have to keep searching for this truck by myself then. But I have no clues to go on, so I don't know how I'm ever going to find it. Ah, what should I do? Alright, so it all ends in a keep out. Okay. So Tama is stuck. Alright. Let's do Minorikawa. Surveillance cameras. Because he's in Dogenzaka still. Minorikawa stood on the sidewalk, weighing his options. Chiaki's phone call had thrown him for a loop. He had expected her to be anxious about doing interviews, but wow, she was a real basket case. Still, that didn't change the fact that he had a schedule of his own to keep. The surveillance camera story had to be his top priority. Chiaki would just have to find some way to fumble through things on her end. He ended up down Dogenzaka, scanning his surroundings as he went. There were cameras set up on street lights all over the place. There were so many, it was hard to believe he'd never noticed them before. One over there, another just over there here. Electronic eyes peering down on passerbys from high above, where they were tougher to spot. Yeah, that's how it works. Just how were the people who came to Shibuya reacting to the situation? They probably don't fucking know, because nobody knows shit that's really obvious until you point it out, and then they're just like, oh fuck, how did I never see that before? It happens all the fucking time. It happens to me, and I fucking lose my shit. Hey, you there! Minorikawa called out a man riding by a bicycle. Hey, you! Stop! The man brought his bike to a sudden stop. Taisi Yasuda, proprietor of the knick-knack shop in Udogawacho. Oh shit, this is the man who said he was looking at trash! fucking roughly 30 minutes earlier, while he was wandering along the JR tracks picking up lost and abandoned items, Achi foisted off his trash onto him, and so he's in a bit of a foul mood. Since then, he's been going along on his bicycle, still picking up things from the roadside, with a trunk on the back of his bike where he stores his findings. Huh? What's the matter? He asked. Hi, the name's Minorikawa. I'm a freelance writer. Okay. I'm just doing interviews for a magazine, and I'd like to talk to you. Magazine? Which one? 4-Star General Gossip, Minorikawa said, his best to sound proud. Oh, well, I'm actually in a bit of a hurry here. Minorikawa soldiered on. See that? He pointed at one of the nearby surveillance cameras. What? The man asked. The blimp? A massive blimp was indeed drifting slowly overhead. A type of aircraft that floats using a lift provided by an enormous envelope filled with lighter-than-air gas. This envelope, the balloon, is often used for corporate advertising. This particular blimp has been puttering about the skies above Shibuya since last night. No, the camera! The camera watched them both in uncaring silence. Oh, that! What about it? What do you mean, what about it? Those cameras have been installed all throughout Shibuya. It's taking in anything and everything. Privacy be damned. A shocked parlor came onto the man's face. Oh, really? He muttered uneasy to himself. I guess I should be careful next time we go picking stuff up. Hey, what are you talking about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, nothing. Just stuff. Waiter dodged the question entirely. Anyhow, I think there are some good things about the cameras too, the man said hurriedly. Oh, Minorikawa asked. Such as? Well, I mean, they must have helped catch some crooks, right? Yeah, I think you're right about that. Oh, I am? The man looked shocked to have had his own statement confirmed. Are you hiding something from me? Huh? No, nothing in particular. The man shook his head vehemently. Nothing at all, really. Well, whatever, Minorikawa said. In any case, even if the cameras are helping in arresting criminals, there are some places where people just don't want to be watched. What? For instance, how would you like it if someone set up a security camera inside your home? What do you mean? I mean, a burglar might try to get into your home. If you had a security camera, you could be alerted right away. Isn't that kind of an extreme argument? Nope! You're the one making the extreme argument here. What? The man stared, bewildered. You're saying it's okay for folks to film people around town as much as they might like, but not to take a look inside people's houses? Yeah, I guess I am, the man mumbled. Minorikawa snorted. You don't think too deeply about things, do you? He mocked. The man huffed in indignation. I don't see the problem, he said. I mean, it's a normal enough opinion. To want to bring down crime, but also protect privacy. Well, yeah, so if they're just going to set up cameras around town, I'm okay with that. Minorikawa grinned inwardly. You're being naive, he said. Way too naive. Naive about what? By now, the man was getting worked up. Once you start letting people watch you some of the time, you'll eventually let them do it more and more. That's how the world works. A simple change in camera angle is all it'll take to steal the last traces of your privacy away. That's kind of funny coming from you, doesn't it? 4-Star General Gossip get all its scuttlebutt by invading the privacy of others. What are you people concerned with personal privacy? Meaning what exactly? Minorikawa asked. You know damn well what I mean. Have you no shame? I've got nothing to be ashamed about, Minorikawa explained. If some celebrity scandal breaks, I write it up in the form of a top-class, socially conscious expose. Expose. That's the Minorikawa seal of quality. The man rolled his eyes. Please, as if anyone's ever heard of that. Your everyday freelance reporter would say something about how security firms have no right to use cameras to disrupt personal privacy. But no. But not me. Oh no. I'm the only guy who'd write a first-class piece on the subject. And you want to know why? The man's only response was a doubtful look. Because privacy only exists for me to utterly demolish it. Minorikawa finished with a prideful grin. That's nothing but journalistic arrogance, the man railed. Oh yeah? Yeah, I'd rather have surveillance cameras any day. If the alternative is some weird gossip piece. This time, Minorikawa didn't have a hand-to retort. An awkward silence descended over the pair. Right, I see. Minorikawa muttered to himself as he busily scribbled in his notepad. The man was visibly taken aback. Thank you for your cooperation, Minorikawa said at last. You gave me some good stuff. He held out a hand to forestall an angry retort. I realize I probably got you a bit riled up. You'll have to forgive me. What? The man peered up at Minorikawa in disbelief. This is just my interview style. Sorry, I know it's a little unorthodox. But you're a weirdo, you know that? The man said. Yeah, I hear that a lot, Minorikawa laughed. So can I go now? Sure, I'll quote you as passerby A in my article. Sure, whatever, the man muttered. He quickly sped off on his bicycle. Minorikawa now had some material for his surveillance camera piece. He wanted to organize what he'd managed to put together so far. He decided to head towards his next interview location, keeping an eye out for a cafe where he could stop to work on his copy. He used the map included in the project proposal to guide him. It was hard to read the words and make out the details, but it looked like the Nokane building, where the Burning Hammer demo was being held, was just down the center guy. There was no indication of which floor the event would be held on, however. That made him a little anxious, but he'd probably be able to find someone to point him in the right direction once he got to the building. He spotted a cafe just up ahead. Coffee, please, he shouted as he strode inside. He slumped down in an open chair. Hopefully, he'd be able to hole up in here until 1 o'clock, working on his article. If he couldn't have it done by then, finishing the whole issue by the end of the day would be a tall order. He pulled a cigarette from his overcoat as he worked from his computer to boot up. As he waited for his computer to boot up, probably. Having a smoke was Minorikawa's little trigger for going into writing mode. The state of being in a mode to write some text. As Minorikawa goes about his job, he switches between writing mode, interview mode, food mode, and sleep mode. When busy, he'll sometimes go into writing mode and food mode at the same time, sometimes even straying into sleep mode in the midst of food mode. When he's even busier, he'll eat right mid-interview while nodding off. This is known as ultimate mode. He stuck the cigarette in his mouth and lit it up. With the first heavy draw of smoke, he felt his mind focus. The rough idea of his article came to his head, nearly fully formed. All he needed to do now was get it all written down. Finally, his laptop finished booting up. Took you long enough, pal, he muttered to the computer. His hand leapt to the keyboard like a predator pouncing on its prey. In a matter of moments, he had hit his stride. His fingers clicked away. One by one, lines of text filled up his screen. A waiter stepped up beside him. Excuse me, sir. But Minorikawa was in writing mode. He didn't even hear her. Sir? Sir, I beg your pardon. Again, Minorikawa was deaf to the waitress' attempts to get his attention. Sir, excuse me, the waitress smacked the table. Quiet, Minorikawa snapped. He slammed the table right back. Don't interrupt me while I'm working. Not if you know what's good for you. The waitress didn't so much as flinch. She leaned in aggressively, getting right in Minorikawa's face. Ikumi Oniya, employee at Kolabo Cafe. While appearing cute and demure at first glance, she's quite strong-willed and frightening when angry. She works nights at a place called the Scolding Pub, where customers rent private rooms in which they are scolded at length by attractive girls. One middle-aged businessman once told her, "Your face looks simply marvelous when you're angry." Sir, I hate to bother you, but I have to ask you to please refrain from smoking. Minorikawa blinked. Huh? This is a non-smoking establishment, sir. No smoking? Minorikawa asked. The cigarette bobbed in his mouth as he spoke. The waitress pointed sharply to the sign on the wall. The word "no smoking" were spelled out clear as day. We ask that patrons please not smoke. Smoke so that other customers can fully enjoy the aroma of their coffee. The waitress drew herself up in arrogant triumph. A woman sitting at the table next made a face as she tried to fan the smoke away from with her hands. Customers all around the shop were glaring at her. You guys don't know the first thing about the aroma of coffee, Minorikawa scoffed. The scent of coffee only truly comes to life amidst the choking stench of tobacco smoke. The waitress's only response was to jab her finger again. But this time she didn't point to the sign. She pointed to the door. Sir, if you're going to smoke, please take it outside. Sometime later, sitting inside the Cafe Le Trek, Minorikawa lit up his third cigarette. At last, a safe refuge. It had taken quite some time to find out he placed that allowed smoking after he got kicked out of the first cafe. In recent years, many cafes and restaurants have phased out the concept of the smoking section in favor of prohibiting smoking across the board. This makes a place like Le Trek especially important to smokers. There are large air vents in the ceilings to help keep the interior more agreeable for those who do not smoke. Now he was in a rush to make up for lost time. His fingers flew over the keyboard at lightning speed. The more he wrote, the harder he focused. At this rate, he'd have the story wrapped up in no time. Today, you hear me? A voice intruded suddenly on his awareness. One of the other customers was shouting. Oh, today, you hear me? You're breaking up with that fellow today! Minorikawa's fingers drifted to a halt. He looked around to see where the voice had come from. An older man, red in the face, was shouting at the young woman who sat across from him. Please, Dad, the woman pleaded. Stop! You're making a scene. Ah, father and daughter, then. It was rare nowadays to see a daughter behave so imperiously toward his own daughter. Just how sheltered had he been trying to keep her. Minorikawa couldn't see her face from where he was sitting, but his interest was piqued. Should he move to another seat where he could take a look? Yeah. Should he move to another seat where he could take a look? Gathering up his laptop, Minorikawa switched to a different table. I don't care if I'm making a scene, the older man was saying. I'm not leaving until I see you cut ties with that boy. Do you understand? I understand that you're never happy unless you get your way. You're acting like a spoiled child. Don't you talk back to me. You don't understand your own situation. You're letting your emotions cloud your judgment without putting any thoughts into your future. No, Dad, you're the one who doesn't understand. The father-daughter argument was getting more and more heated. Dad was clearly furious. Minorikawa shifted closer, curious to see what might happen next. Then I saw the daughter's face and gasped out loud. Oh! Hey, I know you! You're on TV, right? The father scowled up at him. You must be mistaken, he said gruffly. No, I'm sure of it, Minorikawa said. God, that show, what show am I thinking of? The young woman seemed disconcerted by his enthusiasm. Who was she? He called out to a waitress who was passing by. Hey, miss, do you know this gal? She's an actress, right? It's right on the tip of my tongue. The waitress ignored him, but Minorikawa was undeterred. I know this. Weren't you the one of those TV dramas or something? Minorikawa was probably thinking of a series starring Masami Nagahama. Possibly Operation Kolkas. The Last Frenchman, Touched by a Tuna, or Sailor Moon Pies! All of which received high viewer ratings and are fondly remembered in the public consciousness. Right, we're leaving, the father grumbled. He rose from his seat, radiating aggravation. Huh? The young woman said, but... No waiting to hear her objections, he grabbed her by the hand and stormed out of the cafe. Hey, hold on, Minorikawa squawked. His plea fell on deaf ears. All he could do was watch him go, then shuffle back to his seat in disappointment. Damn it! What was her name? I should have asked for autograph. Mumbling under his breath, Minorikawa went back to typing. What's that? His hand went still, a strange noise intruding on his reverie. Whatever it was close by. What in the world does that sound? I need to focus on... It's probably his fucking alarm! I need to focus on finishing this article. Minorikawa tried to immerse himself in writing, and before long he stopped worrying about the curious sound. Time passed. Eventually, the pace of his writing slowed down a bit, and Minorikawa glanced at her watch. It was later than he thought. Pretty soon he was going out to head over to get an interview from the dietary people. He reached into his bag for the project proposal to double-check the demo location. Huh? The proposal, it's gone. Where the heck did it go? He checked all over the table, but he didn't see it anywhere. Maybe he'd left it at the other cafe, the non-smoking place? Well, he didn't have time to go back for it now. His phone rang. "What now?" Minorikawa snapped as he answered it. A tongue squeak came through the receiver. It was followed by the sound of sniffing sobbing. "I'm sorry, I just..." Chiaki? Was she done with her interviews? Maybe? "It's no use. People won't stop to talk no matter how hard I try." Her voice broke up into further sobs. "Come on! This again? Really?" "I can't do it. Don't worry about paying me. Just please let me go home." Norikawa was already operating on a too tight schedule. He didn't have time to worry about Chiaki on top of it all. "Look, just slow down and take a breath. Try to keep at it a little longer. You should have seen this coming when he first called her. Her shyness was practically pathological. But if he cut her loose now, all this frustration would be for nothing." "But I can't do it," Chiaki whined again. Please, just forget you ever called me." She hung up before Minorikawa could get another word in. He tried calling her back, but she didn't pick up. "Damn it, Chiaki! Don't you dare bail on me!" Leaving some money on the for his coffee on the table, Minorikawa jumped up and bolted for the cafe. The plaza outside Shibuya Station was as crowded as ever. Minorikawa looked around, but there was no sign of Chiaki. She bailed. Minorikawa dropped to his knees in despair. His last hope had up and left. There was no one else he could ever even ask. Damn it! Oh, all right then. Fine. I'll do it myself. He dragged himself back to his feet. "All right, listen up," he shouted at a passing crowd. "I'm doing street interviews here, starting now. You guys, shut up and help me. I mean, don't shut up, but help me." He wound up blowing way too much time just to get 2 pages worth of content, leaving himself unable to finish the other articles. In the end, the issue of 4-star General Gossip never made it to the newsstands, and Heaven Publishing went down for the count. Chiaki calls it quits. Without Chiaki, Minorikawa just couldn't get the gossip finished in time. What made her run off, though? Chiaki shows up in Kano's story at 12:10. One of the decisions there is what ultimately puts her over the edge. Interesting. Oh wait, never mind. I'm back at the other clock. Okay. I'm going to see what that weird sound was. I need to get to the bottom of this, or I'll never be able to concentrate. Just where the heck is that sound coming from? He searched his surroundings for a moment and quickly discovered that the noise was coming from his own bag. He pulled out one of the most important tools of his trade, a bug detector. An instrument for finding listening devices. Since wireless listening devices emit radio signals, bug detectors are designed to use wide-area receivers to reveal their presence. Using a detector to find something in this fashion is known as spot hunting. It was on, and it was picking up a signal. To a reporter, information was life. That made owning a bug detector a sensible precaution in his line of work. With this device in hand, Minorikawa casually scanned the area. Eventually, he zeroed in on the signal. He stood up. "Everyone, your attention please, Someone set up a listening device in here." Several cafe patrons turned their heads in disbelief. A woman wreathed in pungent perfume flashed him a disagreeable look. "Oh, come on, that's ridiculous," she huffed. "There's something fishy going on." The only thing fishy right now is you," the woman declared disdainfully. "Why don't you get out of here and let everyone enjoy their meals?" "No, I smell a scoop." "You what?" "You, what's your name?" "None of your business, that's what." "Now hurry up and stop that awful noise." The other customers were starting to murmur loudly. "There's a listening device here, folks," Minorikawa said.
How can that not bother you? Do you know where it could be? Excuse me, the woman called out. Could someone please do something about this man? A waitress hurried over. Sir, please, you're bothering our other customers. There's a listening device in here. That's what people should be bothered by right now. The waitress took a reflexive step backwards at the words listening device. You're the one who's intruding on everyone, the woman shouted. Honestly, could you please stop that racket? It's not me making the racket, it's the bug tracker. Just who the hell do you think you are? Police! Somebody call the police. Ma'am, please calm down, the waitress said. There are other customers here, and I'll calm down once you get this disrespectful bore out of here. All I'm doing is sharing the truth. You can't kick me out for that. The waitress wavered, clearly intimidated by both of them. You sure got a lot of nerve, the woman snapped at Minorikawa. Go play detective someplace else. I'm not a detective. I'm a reporter. Really now? By far my least favorite profession. Oh, and why is that? Someone write a story about you, lady? Got skeletons in your closet? You shut your mouth. How dare you? Yeah, I smell the scoop here, alright, and the smell is coming from you. Oh, stop with your scoop nonsense already. It's no use trying to hide this from me. You have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, yes I do, lady. Go to hell. After you! As they shouted over each other, their words blurred together until they were barely words anymore. The onlookers could hear only indistinct, meaningless raving. And still, the yelling went on and on. And on. Eventually, there came the sound of approaching sirens. But even when a police cruiser pulled up outside the cafe, the two didn't slow their bickering. Sniffing for a scoop. Minorikawa lost his cool and got drawn into an argument with a stranger, giving no thought to the consequences. By the time he came to his senses in a jail cell, it was too late to say 4-star general gossip. Maybe worrying about weird noises can't wait. Right now, finishing up that article sounds like a better idea. Alright. Oh, damn it. Wrong one. Alright. So now I got this bad end. Chiaki calls quits. Okay. So now I guess I could do Kano. Let's do Kano. Maintaining pursuit. Kano had been watching Syndicate members hand off the attaché case for an hour and a half. He still had no idea where this relay might be headed. The man he was tailing now was about 10 meters away, close enough that Kano could close the distance and apprehend him at a moment's notice. But his orders remained the same: follow and observe. He watched as the case was handed off once more. By now, the shock of seeing it pass to yet another accomplice had worn off. It's already been 90 minutes, huh? Oh, it's already been 90 minutes, huh? And it was Sasayama. At some point, he crept up on Kano from behind. They don't seem like they're trying to get away at all, Kano said. Oh, fuck! They don't seem like they're trying to get away at all, Kano said. They're just walking. What could they be up to? Sasayama shrugged. Yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to recall Dictum 8-9. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. If Kano's wisdom held true, the Syndicate must have some reason for what they are doing. Were they just trying to throw the investigators off their scent? No, that couldn't be it. They were wandering in circles, staying right in the same area. They were just running up the clock. But what if that's exactly what they were after? Buying time. Kano felt a sudden conviction that he was on the right track. If they needed more time to make sure they got their hands on the ransom payment. Wait, hold on. Could it be that... Could it be that the real case had already been switched out? It made a certain amount of sense. By holding the case off to one accomplice after another, they were leading the detectives to pay more attention to the individuals than the case itself. I could enable them to swap the cases while all the focus was elsewhere. Kano shared his hunch with Sasayama. I see. I mean, it is a possibility. Yeah, we might be following the wrong case. There was a palpable tension in the air now. Kano, Sasayama said, "You gotta report it to Kuze. On it." Kano's hand flashed to his wireless, but Kuze was dismissive. "No, that's not the case, I assure you. No offense, sir, but how can you be sure?" Kuze sighed. "Because that's my job. There's an ID tag in that case that allows us to keep tabs on it. There's no way those crooks could have whipped up a duplicate ID tag. What ID tag? Wait, no, that's right. Kano had forgotten all about the detail in the wake of his all-nighter. Ah, right. Don't you all-rate me. Clearly you weren't hired for your brains. Focus on what you're good at." Kuze entered the call. Still, Kano couldn't shake his conviction that something was off. The man with the Itachi case made his way back to Shibuya Station. "The heck?" Sasayama grumbled. "He's right back where we started." Kano felt his frustration growing, and honestly looked like the Syndicate was just randomly lugging the case around town. Nearing Shibuya Station, a girl approached the suspect. She was Japanese, and entirely unlike any of the other criminal accomplices. She spoke to the man while showing him something on a notepad. He glanced at the pad, but did not slow down. Within moments, he had left her behind. It looked like she'd just passed him a message. "Well, that's sure fishy," Sasayama muttered. "Wait, girl?" asked Kano. "Yeah? Want to go hit her up?" Sasayama could only mean one thing, questioning her. "That has to be Chiaki." "She can't be involved with this, can she?" Tatsuyama flashed him a skeptical look. "It's only your preconceptions get the better of you. Could get you killed. Fixed notions one has about something before the facts are known can be a hindrance to thinking freely. If you think about it too hard, you might fall victim to the preconception that preconceptions themselves are always bad." "I know that, but still, she doesn't come across as involved to me." Connor knew better than to judge people based on appearances, but he was still convinced the girl was a part of this gang. She just struck him as far too, well, inept, really. "Alright, I'll just look into the girl," Sasayama said. "You keep following the Itachi case." Kano nodded and hurried after the man. The man's black garb made him stand out in the crowd at the intersection. Okay, hang on. Oh no. The fact that Sasayama talked to her made it successful. So Kano fucks it up. Kano just truly fucks it up. The man's black garb made him stand out in the crowd at that intersection. It occurred to Kano that all the criminals who handled the Itachi case had been wearing the same black clothing. That fact made the whole situation even weirder. Could they really be ignorant that they were being followed while they were all wearing the same eye-catching outfit? It was more like they were going out of their way to make sure the investigators spotted them. But it didn't provide any clues as to what they were after, though. The longer Kano kept tailing these guys, the less it all made sense. Was it really such a good idea to keep this up? Someone's life was in danger, and they were just letting the kidnappers carry out their plan, whatever it was. The very first page of the Dick Diaries felt very loud and clear on that front. Dickdom number 1. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. Right now, the single most important thing was assuring the hostage's safety. This was a situation where Tano would have stuck to his guns for sure. Kano thought back to that day 3 years ago. A burglar had shut himself inside a financial office and doused the place in gasoline. Kano had just been put on police box duty. Nobody is assigned to a detective post right after graduating from the police academy. Detective positions can be quite hard to come by. Candidates are selected for detective training only after accumulating enough experience working at the local police box, a very small type of neighborhood station manned by only a handful of officers. And was ordered to the scene because his box was just down the street from the standoff. Several officers had surrounded the building, keeping close tabs on the situation. The suspect was shouting nonsense through the entrance of the first floor. Things were getting heated. A crowd of alarmed onlookers had started to form as well. "Step aside," a voice said suddenly from amidst the throng. A middle-aged man with a rumpled business suit had approached Kano as he hovered nervously at the edge of the scene. "I'm sorry, sir," Kano said. "You have to stay back for your own safety." He attempted to usher the man back into the crowd. A no-nonsense look crossed the newcomer's face. He spoke in a low voice. "I'm Detective Tama from the Shibuya precinct. What's the situation?" "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. Yes, of course," Kano stammered, then quickly explained. "He hasn't taken anyone hostage, but there are still people on the upper floors of the building." Giving only a slight nod, Teno marched straight up to the building. The plastic container of gasoline the suspect had used was on the ground out front. Teno picked it up and dumped the remaining contents out over his head. Kano was at a loss for words. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. "I've covered myself in gasoline too," Teno called out from the entryway. The tension in the air ratcheted itself up several notches. "Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?" Kano heard the burglar shouting from outside. "If you're gonna do it, Teno called out. "We can die together." And he walked into the building. All Teno could do was watch things unfold through the plate glass window. Teno was talking to the burglar, but Kano couldn't make out the words. The clerk was clutching a lighter, his hand trembling. His expression was like that of a frightened child. Teno slowly approached him and took firm hold of his shaking hand. The onlookers erupted in cheers and applause. Teno handed the now docile suspect over to the detective, then wearily sat down against the planter out front. It was like something ripped straight out of a police drama. "That was amazing," Kano breathed. "You have to deal with guys like that as quickly as you can. You let a situation like this get even a little out of hand, and you never know how things might go south on you." The Teno spoke quietly, almost as if he were talking to himself. As the police evacuated the rest of the building, Kano noticed that there were children and elderly people among them. If the perp had managed to set the fire, there was no way they could have escaped in time. But I mean, what if he'd actually set the place on fire? If someone's willing to risk their life, you're not going to convince them of anything unless you do the same. Kano still remembered the awe he'd felt at Teno's matter-of-fact tone. Kano hadn't become a police officer out of any real sense of duty. He just thought it would make Ruby happy if he became a detective like her father. Besides, civil servants tend to stay afloat in times of recession, and his time playing rugby meant he was in good physical shape for the job. He'd never really thought too much about protecting the citizenry or keeping the peace. But now, here he was in the presence of a detective who literally risked his life in the line of duty without a second thought. A police officer never loses sight of what he's supposed to protect. Ever. Getting back to his feet, Teno tugged off his gasoline trench coat and walked away.
Kano wrote the words in a notebook he had just purchased. Thus the Dick Diary was born. Thinking back to the way Eno had put his life on the line to rescue a bunch of strangers made Kano feel all the more raw about just tailing these syndicate members. Letting the crooks just wander around wasn't going to bring Maria Osawa to safety. Of that, Kano was now certain. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. He uttered the fundamental dictum out loud. Well, you lost sight of it completely, a man said out of nowhere. What? Kano spun around.
It was Shizuo.
Rumi was with him.
Sir, Kano stood. Weren't you supposed to be waiting at the cafe for...
There was some lowlife there, so we left. Rumi's dad looked plenty mean under ordinary circumstances. Right now, he looked like a man possessed.
Oh, I
Beg your pardon. I'm still on duty at the moment.
I'm going back home, Shizuo huffed.
You're not marrying my daughter.
He turned to walk away. No, please, just wait!
I'm done waiting. Now I'm going home. Please, don't do this. Just hear me out. I've heard I need to hear from you. Rumi, we're leaving.
Dad, please.
Goodbye. Seizing his daughter by the hand, Shizuo stormed off without another word, dragging her behind.
Shinya,
she called out over her shoulder. Rumi. She was gone. Rumi was gone. Kano desperately wanted to go after her, but he hesitated in an agony of indecision. I can't turn my back on my responsibilities. I'm a detective. My work has to be my first priority. Going after Rumi isn't what a good detective would do. Oh, Detective Teto, what should I do? Teto, Still, the dictum echoed in his mind. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. So... 6 months later.
Kano made his way through a small corner of vast field in the Nagano countryside. Slowly and leisurely, he tilled the soil. He surprised himself with his own newfound enthusiasm for organic farming, learning more about Shizuo day after day. His father-in-law had taught him the ways of farming from the ground up, and while things had been rocky between them at first, their friendship was now growing strong. Pausing to wipe his brow, he smiled at the acreage around him. He looked forward to tending the crops he'd sown until harvest came around. If he'd stayed on as a detective, he might well never have known the joy he now found in his work. And this wasn't the only seed Kano had planted. By the time harvest season came around, the life growing within his dear Rumi's belly would be ready to celebrate with them. That's fucking Kano, you sly fucking dog. We got married! Kano went after Rumi and Shizuo, proving his devotion and earning her hand in marriage. Now he's a farmer in Nagano, and crime in Tokyo is someone else's problem. Hang on a sec. Why were Rumi and Shizuo waiting at the cafe like they were supposed to be? Well, there's no way for Kano to know about how one man's bit of curiosity at that cafe led to the strange twist of fate. That's fucking great. Alright, I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to go back here. Could it be that the ransom money wasn't even the case anymore? I've got it! Sasayama perked up. You got what?
Each time these crooks hand off the case, they sneak out a bundle of 1,000,000 yen. They keep doing that, and eventually the case itself is empty. Of course! That's how they've been playing us. Kano and Sasayama exchange a look. How many people would need to make the switch to get them up? For them to get all the money, Sasayama asked. 50 million yen divided by 1 million, that makes... No, wait. 50 people. That many? That can't be the deal, then, Sasayama said. Guess not. Both sighed in unison. Alright. Yeah. Let's go see what she knows. Sasayama and Ano hurried over to the girl. Excuse me, miss. We'd like to ask you a few... Are you happy with your life? The young woman shouted. She thrusted a notepad in Kano's face. Tell me this. Are you happy with your life right now? Huh? Looking at the notepad, Kano saw the same question written there in big, bold letters. The girl's eye widened in surprise, as if she hadn't expected the two men to actually stop and listen. Right now, sir, she continued more quietly, are you happy with your life? If so, you could please take this survey about, about your life. Are you happy with it? The more she spoke, the more flustered she became. Sasayama stepped in. Hey, I need to know, did you speak with that Western fellow just now? Huh? No, that isn't what I'm asking. Sir, are you happy with your life right now? Are you happy with your life right now? Kano got a sinking feeling in his stomach. The kid was looking for religious comfort or something. You did speak with him, didn't you? Sasayama snapped. What did you tell him? The girl rambled abruptly, ceasing. Her already ruddy face was getting even redder, and tears welled up in her eyes. Poor kid, Kano thought. She's just out here trying to get people to listen to her survey questions. There's no way she's part of this kidnapping plot. Look, miss, he said. For the time being, it would be a good idea for you to leave the area. Afraid I'm not at liberty to explain. The girl's only response was to start sobbing outright. I can't do this anymore. I want to go home. Kano and Sasayama exchanged awkward glances. I want to go home. I want to go home. Passerbys began shooting curious looks at the trio. Kano, you get back to work, Sasayama said. I'll escort this girl to the train station. He didn't quite manage to stifle the embarrassment in his own voice. Right, Kano said. He hurried away, his eyes already searching for the suspect they'd been tailing. I had to see that interaction. And then that apparently causes this bad end. So, Sasayama and Kano together make it impossible for her to get a question in, but just Sasayama there makes it possible. I can't wait to fucking figure out how that... He's not involved. Alright. There we go. Okay. And then I will go pen to paper and go here. It's rare nowadays, yeah. No. He reminded himself they need to finish his article. Besides, if this young lady looked anything like her father, he'd just as soon pass. Minorikawa went back to his typing. It took a few minutes to re-establish this writing groove, but with the two still bickering across the room. But thankfully, he soon regained his focus. Okay. And then the buzzing, and then that. Okay. And then Kano can keep going. Okay, cool. I'm going to actually stop it there, because we are headed into time. I think I'm going to continue with Minorikawa's story, actually. So, thank you all for watching, especially if you got this far. And stick around, because there's a lot more to come.